First I was concerned about this vehicle, then I realized I was on the mediums. Because I was doing, oh, yeah. Pay attention to that first corner. I was doing 127s. And I was like, why can't I go any faster? Everybody else is 4 seconds faster than me. Then I went into a private lobby and realized, for some reason, I was on the mediums. Hitting the rev limiter a couple of times there. That can't help. And you notice my brake balance is at 2. It's a qualification brake balance, or -2. Quit hitting that rev limiter. In the race, you're going to want to run 4, -4, -5, depending on what you can handle. I need to get warmed up a little bit. I stepped away for about 20 minutes, so this is a car that, and of course, that if you step away for a little bit, you can get cold real quick. Ah! Okay, so now I got all the glucose out. Let's do this for real now. Just remember when you're doing your qualification that you set at -2 for qualification. So in the race, especially if you're back in the field and you've selected the mediums first, make sure you're braking a lot earlier, because -4 is not going to give you near the braking coverage that -2 is. And that was horrible, but we'll see how that goes. God damn it. You know, I just got through running like 30 laps and didn't hit that thing one time. Now I've hit it twice in 2 laps. So now I'm getting cold. Too hot on the accelerator. It spun the car around. That was a horrible turn 1. I don't know why I was over on the left hand side. I should have been over on the right hand side. Third gear. See the difference? Third gear. Already gained 3, almost 4 tenths. 3 tenths. Ah, wimped out. I got it done in 24 there. And it whipped out in that corner. Take it easy on the accelerator. Gotta get out of that grass, or else it'll keep you yanked over. And eventually what'll happen is the right side will keep ripping up, the left side will keep spinning, and it'll spin you around. And the left side wants to keep you in the grass because it's dragging the car that way. Screwed that up. Accelerated before I had the car straight, and the back end tried to kick out on me. Discard that wall. Too slow on the corner, brake too hard. Car was dancing around coming into the corner, so it sort of scared me a little bit. First time I went through there on the stream, it made it look so easy, but it's not. You'll be right on the money, or else you're going to hit that inside wall or the outside wall, one or the other. Or both. Because if you hit the inside wall, you're probably going to hit the outside wall, unless you let off. Let's go. Want to be in the 25s, need to be in the 25s. First sector's getting better. Screwed that corner up. Gotta be on the track before you put your foot on the accelerator, dummy. Be on the track before you put your foot on the accelerator. We got about 5 more minutes and the lobby's gonna open up. So I'm just gonna take a break for a second. Hopefully we don't run into the jerk off from Honda. Or if we do, he's just not up to par on this configuration. I noticed when I looked at the replay on some of the stuff that he's done that he's usually running on the Group 3s and higher cars, he's usually running the TCS, so that's going to make a big difference in lap times on this track, because when you got the front straight that is, and you're coming off that corner up there at the top left hand side of the track, and it's, for this car, that little hook there is not even a turn. If you take it wrong, you will lose a little bit of time, but you're talking about maybe a half of a tenth. All the way up to the corner at the bottom left hand side. And so if you're on TCS coming out of that top left hand corner and you're on TCS all the way down that straight, by the time you get to the end of that straight, just off the TCS you're going to be half a second behind, and then because it's such a long straight, you're probably going to be another half a second on top of that. It's the same thing with the straight on the right hand side. You come around that corner and it's pretty much a straight shot up the hill to the top, and that's a fairly long straightaway. There's no turns in there that will slow you down. It's flat out. If you got TCS on, by the time you get to the top of that hill, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna lost at least. Well, let's see. There's 7 gears, so that's 7 tenths plus whatever you lost for the loss of speed as each time that thing kicked up, all the way up the hill. The longer the stretch, the more time you lose. So you're talking about 6 tenths, I guess, because first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Yeah, 6 gears, 6 tenths, plus the time that you lost because your car wasn't up to the same speed as somebody that didn't have the TCS on. So that makes a big difference. You're losing a second on each straightaway. I understand these cars are very hard to deal with without TCS on. When I first started practicing with this, I was practicing with TCS 1 on. And I'll usually do that for these cars like this and the Super Formulas and stuff like that. And even in the rain, I'll have TCS on. But for the most part, no, because that's just a lot of time you're losing. The more gears you have, the more time you lose. The longer the straight, the more time you lose. It just compounds. The biggest part is coming out of the corners. You make sure you get your accelerator engaged, and then when as the car starts to straighten out, go ahead and feed the throttle in. Don't just jam it down. You feed the throttle in, because if you just jam it down, that back end's coming around. Because the back end on this car will come around just going down the straightaway if somebody just taps you. This car is like it's like a freaking go-kart is what it is. It doesn't have racing tires on it, to be sure. The only thing I can figure is that if you look at it, okay, so the front fender well is almost as high as the rear wing. So I don't get how they figured that this is giving you rear downforce, because your angle coming off of that front fender well and off the front windshield, it's going to push the air up and over the back of that car. It's going to be back at the speeds these things are traveling. That air is going to be back hitting the ground behind the car. So, you know, the rear foil probably needs to be raised up about 3 to 6 inches so that it's actually catching air. Which is probably why they don't run the Red Bull 2019s anymore. Because you notice there's not a 2020 and a 2021. And the funny thing is, okay, now I bring this up, but understand that the 2014s are actually um, there's two models of the 2014s. You got 2014 to 2014 juniors. The juniors are quite a bit slower. They'll top out around 140, 150 miles an hour in the slip. Um, let's see. Can I look at my garage? Okay, so we want to sort a category. Okay, so Red Bulls are going to be in group X. So they'll be all the way at the bottom. Been playing this game for too freaking long. Look at all these. Most of these cars, you see the purple dot, or the purple dot or pink dot, the gift card. 90% of my fleet here is gift cards. Okay, so why are we in 100? Okay, I see. You got the ends and then the groups. So I gotta go back up here to past group 7 or group 8, whatever the last group is there. There's 5. Here's 7. Okay, there's group X. Okay. So okay, I didn't even realize that we had that car, and apparently I've won it 3 times, or I bought it once, and I won it twice. Why is the RS01 the next car? It's under McLaren. Okay, so here's the Red Bull 2019, and there's a 2014 and the juniors. Okay, so the 2014 you can see, I mean, it's just it's painfully obvious. You can physically see that the fin, as it comes off that rear cowl, is higher than it is on the 2019. The same thing with the juniors. Now the juniors aren't near as much of a problem because they don't have the acceleration potential. 250 horsepower, 798 horsepower. So they don't have the same problem. These guys are usually really planted. They got enough downforce that they don't have issues with the rear spinning out. And the lobby should be open, so let's go in. Nope, no, not practice entry. Now, if I don't start in the top 5, I'll be starting on the mediums. That's just a rule of mine. And in fact, in this race with these cars, I may start on the mediums if I'm not in the top 3. It is a standing start, so actually, yeah, top 5, top 6. If you're not in the first 3 rows, having the softs on is just going to be chance to get stuck behind somebody and wasting your compound. From what I've seen of the races this morning, Asia Group 1 top split, half the field spun out on the entry, on the start, because it's a standing start. TCS is going to be your friend there. Some people are also saying start in gear 2, but I wasn't able to actually watch that occur, so I'm not certain exactly how they're doing that, because as I recall, the gear shift is locked until the race starts, so you're going to be stuck in first gear until the buzzer, and then you're going to be which that reminds me, I turned that down. No, it was dinging. No, I turned that down, so let's go ahead and go in here. I'm going to turn that back up, because I don't want to get not be able to hear the start klaxon. I turned off some of the other sounds, trying to get rid of that intro. And that's freaking loud there, but it's not loud in the actual race. Let's see. Options. Audio. Race replay. Other BGM, this one here. We'll see if that cuts that, because the intro for these races is just blaring, and I've tried turning all the music down, and that's the only thing that was left was that, and that sounds like that may be, but I don't want to get. I don't know if that's tied in with the, you know, how it does the countdown at the start of a standing start, and doot, doot, I don't want to miss that, because I was noticing that whenever it went through the wind up for my daily mileage, that it didn't do all the beeping and stuff that it normally does whenever when it's going through the roulette. So I just thought of that because I turned that down. I was like, that might actually hinder me. That if I can't hear it and I don't catch it with my poor eyesight, then I can be off the line, you know, good half second to a second later than everybody else. So that could be detrimental. Have somebody running me over and kicking me off the track and just lose the race from the get-go. But again, hopefully, I'm hoping that I'll get a good position in the first race here. My DR is still, it's like right below 37,000, so 36 and 9 and some change. So I should still be able to pull into a decent lobby that'll get me 180, 170 points, and that's what I'm looking for, something like that. Anything higher than 140, and then I'm done, and then I can go on to other things or relax. Haven't even looked to see what next week's daily races are. Had to stay away from this week's daily races because I'm good enough at the Group C race that I was pounding putting the DR on and getting myself ranked up into place to where I was actually racing people in FIA that were much higher level than I am. Yeah. It's like, so anybody that watched the live stream knows that I got really pissed off because of GT piece of shit Honda. I don't abide cheaters. I don't mind getting beat, but I don't abide cheaters. If you're gonna, you know, and you can hear it on the audio. I knew what he was up to because I could see what he's doing in my rear mirror. And when he hit me, every time he hit me in a corner, I could still see the back end of his car, which means that he was still behind me. So, if you're going to cheat, why are you going to play? And if you have to cheat to win, that's, you know, you just suck at life. Wow, that was a horrible time. 128. Don't be surprised if I'm not talking too much. Screwed up there. Because I'll have to be focusing on this race, so it looks like. Because I was chatting away on the last lap and it come out to 28, so that's 3 seconds slow. Take it easy on your downshifts. Try to conserve your back tires. They're gonna burn themselves up anyway, so I was doing testing on the softs. After about 9 laps, the back end was starting to get really loose. Yeah, it's funny because it just sort of all of a sudden started. I went 8 laps and not a problem, and I got to my 9th lap and started around my 9th lap, and all of a sudden the back end was trying to skip out on me on every corner. Be 2 corners that are going to make and break this course, and that's that one up here. Pass down here. I'll tell you when I'll get to it. Well, turn 1's always going to be a game changer, especially with a standing start. I figure we're going to lose probably 8 to 10 people in my lobby to the first corner. You gotta watch that one. If you get over on the left-hand side there too much, you get into the dirty tires, and then the left side spins out and sends you spinning to the right, or sends you back to the right because your back's grabbing and your left's spinning. And the car is trying to lean that way anyway because you're going to the left. Oh, come on. See what I'm talking about feeding it? You can hear it. I jumped on it too hard. That's feeding it. Let the car build up forward momentum. It has less opportunity to get sideways momentum. Okay, so this corner here is probably going to make, after turn 1, this is going to be a lot of people wrecking here a lot. My prediction. And then we'll probably have some death up here where people are have messed up in that corner behind us, and then you got a bunch of people piling up into this corner for a few laps until things space out. And then if you're behind somebody, you're better off letting them mess up, because that's what there's going to be a lot of people messing up right there. And then there'll be some spin outs here on that last corner. Now I expect when the jitters kick in and at the beginning of the race, there's going to be some penalties coming around that last turn before the straight. It's not really a turn for this car. Well, actually, it's flat out for pretty much every classic car that I know of, except as long as they're on racing tires. Be prepared coming around that corner back there. If they hit the outside, you want to get to the inside, because they're gonna stay stuck to that wall for a minute while their car slows down enough to so they can get off of it, because there's a little bit of grass between the edge of the curb and the wall. So if you get to the left, you can get on around of it while they're still messing around over there against that wall on the right hand side. Alright, had that happen a couple of times when I was on the test. Let's see who we got here. We got SPL and Piece of Junk. Mateus, see if he can race clean today. Judge on my friends list. Bagger J. Cosmo Cosme. Jimbo Racers and Piece of Junk. I don't know about Sim Racer, but I know Jimbo Racer thinks that he can pull in front of you and brake check you, and thinks that that's legal. That's fine. And the Rudo fan's usually pretty cool. JDM Power's on my list. He's cool as well. Let's see what our points are. 187. Oh, we're in a big lobby. Got big boy pants on today. And my connection's crap. Hopefully that straightens itself up. Yeah, it's starting to come up. Come up and ram into me. I'll put you in the wall, Joker. I ain't playing that game no more. I knew I was messed up as soon as I came into it, because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on ahead of me. Look who it was that was pushing me in that corner too. It's SPLB 170, whatever. Alrighty. Remember, -2 per setting your time. Qualification. At least that jerk hole's up ahead of me. I forget who it was that I was having problems out of, that he happened to show up around the same time as I started trying to cause problems with me as well. I think he's somebody's buddy that I've had altercations with in the past. So he put that guy on the wall. So I don't think there's enough time for me to get around again. Nope. Oh well. Go ahead and get my tires on here. And set our TCS. Guys, I know I'm going down. There's the start finish line, so it should go ahead and time me out now. Oh, nope, it's not going to. You see how the TCS, I got TCS set on. All around that corner is dragging. I didn't have my foot on the brake, but it was the TCS was slowing me down because the back end was sliding. And see, that's not the way that TCS really works. TCS has nothing to do with the brakes. It has to do with the rear end's engagement, transmission engagement. There's a lockout. TCS comes on. What it does is it reduces the amount of push on the rear end or the transmission, or it actually disengages it depending on how much slide's going on and how much TCS you have set. It doesn't have anything to do with applying the brakes. So let's see who's going to kill themselves. Bagger J ended up way back in the back there. Both the Sim PDX guys are behind me, so that's good. Matthias is back behind me, that's not good. Cosmo's right in front of me. And then, of course, I got SPLB up in fourth. Hopefully he'll screw up and quit. Don't burn fuel. Fuel is going to be an issue here. I mean, you're not going to get out of, if you're fuel saving to make it to the end of the race, you're screwing up. You go out, but don't burn all your fuel up at the beginning so that you have to end up a couple of laps short as you come into the pit and have to fill that back up. That's good. We qualified 7 positions above our door tag, so we can just keep from screwing it up. You know, just as likely to screw it up for myself as anybody else is. So the problem is Matthias is right behind me. And the good thing though is I'm on the inside. So long as we don't get somebody that thinks that they're going to go down in the grass to cut everybody off on the inside. Because you get these cars in the grass and they ain't stopping. You aren't stopping. You're going to go right through turn 1. And you're going to take everybody else with you too. Unless the system ghosts you out. Which would be the best possible situation. You ghost out and you don't take nobody out with you. forgot. Okay, so that the song that plays in the lineup is on that other BGM, but the one that plays in that intro, the Nations Cup and the Manufacturers Cup song, they're not on that. I know that they can be shut off because I watched other players, other people. Why is that not surprising? Jimbo Racer took me out in turn 1. Now you know why I call him a piece of shit. I went too hot in that corner, so I could have got around this guy. Ah! And of course, like I said, I screwed myself up. I clipped that wall on my own, trying to get over aggressive. See if we can get this caught back up. Fucking Jimbo Racer, I tell you what, I see him, I'm taking him out. He's not going to finish the race, not in a high position. Not if I can have my say about it. I qualified in 7th and ended up in last because he ran me out on turn 1. Tires are all screwed up from the spin out. Somebody's already quit. I wonder if that was Jimbo PDX piece of bullshit racer. What if he did that on purpose and then quit? Damn it. I can do 25s with these mediums. I know I can because that's what I was qualifying on to start off with. I got down in 25s. Of course, that's without fuel, so I'll probably say 26s with fuel and tire wear. I had to turn TCS on, not these. See, the tires of the rears are already toasted. And I halfway up to where I need to take them to. They got to go at least 10 laps. Not last anymore. Oh, looky who we got here. And who's he? He took out JV Racer 890. Definitely gonna have to get the replay off of this. Thanks, man. He hopped in front of me, slowed me down, and it wrecked in front of me, so I couldn't catch up to him this lap. What the hell is he doing? He pressing the start button to go around that corner? Thanks for joining us. Oh, took off. Oh well. Little prick. Took away the satisfaction of wrecking them. Yeah, take your ass in the frickin' pits and just sit there. Think about what you just did. Remember what I was telling you about, if you're behind somebody, they're in that corner, make sure you back out a little bit. JDM Power was up in the front. I think he actually poled. I wonder if I'm going to take this on, because a whole bunch of people are pitting. So it makes me think that there's going to be a lot of people in this split that are going to be trying to two-stop it. But I'm going to save it for one stop. I got another lap to do on these tires, and then I can go on to the softs and see if I can't make up some time. Yeah, I'm not going to try for 11 laps on these softs. these tires wearing easy this time instead of having to spin in a dirt incident right on the first lap. See, I tried to brake with this where I was braking in practice, and that was too late because I got -4. Okay, we're starting to leave that asshole behind back there. Oh, it's starting to get rough here. Hopefully my internet don't go out. That thunderstorm's moving in. Gaining on the leader just a little bit. Two spots right here in front of us. Tiger J's falling back. I'm tearing his ass up coming out of that turn. He must have had a major incident back there. He just dropped back 12 seconds. That hurt. Front end damage. And I screwed the corner all up. Back end is starting to get loose. Can't push it as hard anymore. Anytime 01, okay. He's cool. Must have just had an error. I say he's cool. I've had a couple of incidents with him where he decided he wanted to be dirty, but for the most part he drives clean. Not trying to dive him, but pressured him, made him do exactly what I did on the last lap. He had a problem back there. He didn't make the turn like I did. That's probably the fastest I've been through there. I think I was going through there at 160 that time. There's a moment of truth here. Next lap or so, anybody that was doubling up on the softs are going to have to pit for their mediums, or they're going to take a minute penalty. Because a minute penalty, if everybody ahead of me takes a minute penalty, I'll be in the lead. Of course, there's enough people, and we're far enough up in the splits, I doubt there's going to be anybody, maybe one or two, that are going to miss their tire. Most of these guys are about like I am. They're pretty good on their tires, so they can do a one stop. Oh. Okay, I overfilled a little bit. We're in about a third of a lap more fuel than I needed, but better too much than too little. Shift it up to 2 for this corner up here because it's a heavy braking corner, and then we'll bring it back. DR lost because I got pushed back far enough that I'm behind my door card. Oh, guess I'm going again. Give this guy what for? minutes of wait time. I'm not gonna mess my knee up running this thing anymore because I'm pretty much got it down. I have to be a little bit more careful about some of the corners, especially if I get spun out like that or put into the dirt like dumbass did in the first, right at the beginning of the race. So. That was lame as I tell you. We got 18 minutes plus 15, so that's over 30 minutes. Let's go take a look at the replay on that. Because it'd be willing to bet he was just being dirty as all the way through. Because that's the only way he knows how to be. The thing about it is, I think, if I recall rightly, he had no business being up there. He charged it from that far back. I mean, he was 3-4 rows behind me to come and run me off the road. So he didn't even brake. That's the only way he could have got me. He just didn't brake. Ran up there and hit me. So Matthias is behind me. And there's Sim Racer. Okay, so he was 2 rows behind me. So he had to go through Matthias to get to me. Okay, so we didn't have somebody quit. We had somebody was out straight from the get-go. Let's see, it's gonna go down here to, yep. Let's take a look at his braking inputs. And I was, yeah, so he rammed into him, and then he got rammed into because of pinball effect. And when he got rammed into, he pushed me off. Let's go back and look. Did he even brake? Okay, so the braking cones are on. He's on mediums, and there's the braking cones there. Now, we're on cold tires. He should already be on the brakes. You can see his buddy there is on the brakes. Matthias is on the brakes. I'm on the brakes. The other guy over there all the way up in the right hand corner, I can't see his name, is on the brakes. Everybody's on the brakes but him. And now he's finally hit the brakes. He's too late. And so he's full brake, but he's already hit the guy in front of him, so it's messed his brakes up, Matthias. And he goes into the grass following Matthias. And then Bagger J hits him because everybody's piled up there because he started the chain reaction. And then he just gets slammed over and boom, takes me out. And I mean, it was all real simple. All you had to do is quit trying to be a first corner warrior. Then he messed up again. Of course, I was still trying to collect myself at this point because the car went wild. I'm wondering if Bagger J, because he's the one that hit this guy here, is waiting on me because I remember going past him and he started running. No, he wasn't waiting on me. This guy hits the start button going through this corner here. EP Judge, if you're watching, you see how your tires are smoking? You're braking too late. Oh, I'll be running the next race. The Germ Beats. I don't know who you are. One. It's your best bet is 10 and 10 unless you're good with really good with tires, and then you can go 11 soft and 9 mediums. But even the top split guys are having problems going 9 and 11. So I'm just watching this guy because he pretty much ruined my race. I was in 7th place, and this guy pushed me out on the turn 1. And I've had incidents with him before, and I mean you could tell he didn't brake. By the time he was braking, it was way too late. He was going to hit people. And he keeps doing this in this corner. He hits the start button. You see how he goes out? That's because he's hitting the start button. That he ought to get some sort of penalty for that. Sony should put a suspension on his account because he's abusing the mechanics to try to win the race. No, there's no penalty in the game for you pressing the start button, but Sony can see, Polyphony can see what you're doing in the race, and if he's going around in every time he comes to that corner, he hits the start button. That's abusing the mechanics of the game. There's actually TOS that says you cannot do that. And if it were a daily race, I'd oh well, that's just the way it is. But this is FIA. This is for points. You know, we're not. I don't expect that we're going to win anything, but because we're like 4th or 5th split. But if you're going to play the game, play by the rules. And just because there were several times he was up here around somebody. That's the reason I'm looking at him. That all of a sudden that person came back. Yeah. Well, manufacturers the other day. I had GT Honda Proud uh, pushing me every corner for almost 2 laps. He'd dive on the inside of me and push me out for almost 2 laps. And that's actually I streamed that yesterday or Wednesday, so everybody and their brother can see it. I did. I'm sitting here trying to talk over this. It won't let me change it here, but I need to go into the replay and turn the volume down on the engines because this car is really loud. Normally I'm in the Viper, and the Viper at this setting is I can talk over it. Well, here's the thing about it is that as soon as they announced that PlayStation Gran Turismo Sport was going to be the e-game for the Olympics, there were a whole bunch of people that dove over here, and especially now with Forza being told that Microsoft has said Forza is not going to be produced anymore. So there's going to be a bunch of people from Forza coming over here, and you know how Forza is. That's a bunch of trash drivers over there. This is going to be the easiest route for them to go. So they'll be over here doing this. And then we had a bunch of people that dove in because they wanted to be, thought they were going to make it on the Olympics playing Gran Turismo Sport. And now they're here. And they're saying that there's stuff to do every day that's, you know, people were actually driving sane. And so, you know, you get a bunch of guys that are doing the right thing, and one guy that is not doing the right thing, and the one guy not doing the right thing is going to ruin the whole race for everybody. See, both of them doing it. Pressing the start button in that corner. It's like, why? I can make it around that corner before the AI can. Yeah, there you go. Got what you deserve. And then they all killed each other. I think that was JD Empower that took him out. And the problem is JD Empower was in the lead. He started, I think he was on pole. JD Empower is on my friends list, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he did. There were too many people that were complaining about it because you got this whole group that's at the upper echelon that thinks rubbing is racing. And my comment, my intro into the race says it all. Show me in the rules where it says you can hit me. I can show you at least 10 places in the FIA rules where it says you cannot hit me. But they still think rubbing is racing. And so they get all pissed off about it, and they go make their complaints to Sony and Palapony, and Palapony turns I didn't like it that it was jacked up all the way it was, because they had it jacked up too high, and it was giving penalties to the wrong people. Not the person that was causing the penalty, the person that was being the receiver of the penalty. But the penalties need to be like that. They need to be where people are scared to touch each other. But they need to get it right. The person that's initiating the contact needs to be the one that gets penalized. Because if this guy had gotten penalties for what he did on turn 1, lap 1, he'd have had like 6 seconds of penalties because he took 3 people out. And at this point, I was on a mission. I was getting ready to. Bagger J got in between me and him, and it slowed me down. I was getting ready to catch up to him and put him out for his first turn shenanigan. Because you see I'm 2 spots behind him there. But he gets up here and takes himself out, so took my satisfaction away. So again, he presses the start button. Somebody at Pilot Pony's watching. Yep, this is where he messed up and I passed him. If you watch my stream, you'll notice I spent most of the race with the TCS screen up. The reason is because if you got the TCS screen up when you get into one of these little situations like this, kick your TCS on and then you don't have to sit there and spin out and burn your tires up and just flip around 3 or 4 times like he's doing here. Or take a long time getting sped back up. And then you turn the TCS back off once you get back up to speed. Because he pits at lap 7. There's no way he's making 13 laps on the softs. We'll see where he ends up at as far as his tire wear. Okay, so he's 3 laps in. Here. Here's what you have to remember about TCS. Okay, so this car has 7 gears. That means you're making 6 gear shifts going up from 1st to 7th. Every time you shift that gear, you're losing a 1/10 of a second. It's multiple people have proven it. They've shown it in video. Every time you shift that gear with TCS on, you lose a 1/10 of a second. Now, on this straightaway right here, you're not only losing the 1/10 of a second per shift, because the straightaway is so long, you're actually losing time down the straightaway as well because your car is not up to speed at the point where people that are not on TCS are at. I'll be at 182 and you'll be at 184, or I'll be at 184 and you'll be at 182. The other way around. So you're not making it down the straightaway as fast as I am. So now your 6/10 that you just lost for going from 1st to 7th has now expanded out to a second, or maybe even a 1.5 seconds. And this course here has 2 really long straightaways. So if you're on TCS up these straightaways, then you're losing time all the way up the straightaway. Now this is what I say. I do use TCS. Use it on race when we're racing in the wet. Use it super formulas sometimes, depending on the track. This course here, or these cars here, I'll use it with these cars here if I need to. But it's on for when I need it, and then off once I'm done with it. So you have to turn it on and off, turn it on and off. That way you're not losing time on your gear shifts. Well, my time is I'm at a 1:25.0, so I think I'm a little over a second off top 10. But it's hard to get for me to drive this car because my wheel doesn't have the customization that some of the higher end wheels will have. So for me, when I turn my steering wheel basically about an inch or two, the car tries to turn 90 degrees. It's like riding in a freaking on the go-karts in this car. And it makes for very inconsistent laps. So he's at 12 and his rear tires are getting, see, they're trying to kick you out on them already. And he hit the start button again. Yep. Well, at least you get my steering wheel doesn't have the vibration, the vibrator quit on it. So you got the at least you got that with the controller. I thought about strapping my controller to my thing, but because when the steering wheel's on, the controller won't rumble. So my driving is almost completely on visual, but I've been playing long. If you're on a controller, you should have. I mean, you can turn that on, unless your controller's broken. I'm the same way. You know, it's all completely visual. But I've been playing since 2018, so I can tell when the car is starting to over rotate. Yeah, and they're not cheap either. And this one that I got here is like getting on 2 years old, and I paid like $50 for it back when I went back then. So. Oh yeah, his tires. Yeah, his tires are done. That's why you can't keep it on the track. Surprised they didn't kick TCS on, because at this point I would have. I mean, just going around that little. Oh no, okay, he's gonna pit. Yeah, don't do 2 pits. Okay, so he pitted. It was 139. 151, 153, 54, 55. So that's 15 seconds in the pits. When I first started playing the game, I was playing on controller, but I only did that for about 3 months because it was causing me to have problems with my hands, because I'm an older person. I'll be 52 in November. Gripping the controller for that long and trying to make those minute steering adjustments with the joysticks was just not conducive to my driving. So I went ahead and got me a cheapo wheel. And immediately my times went up. I imagine if I could get a decent wheel, I might be able to get even closer, because I know I'm losing probably half a second to maybe a second just on the fact that I'm running half blind with the steering, because I don't have the rumble and I don't have the direct drive. I'm on a belt, so. Anyway, we got 10 minutes, I think. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. The next lobby should be loaded up. Yep. Nope. Not that lobby, this lobby. We got 10 more minutes. Good luck on your race. That's actually the first race I've been in a while that's had more than a couple of people that were on my friends list. JD Empower's on my friends list. The judge is on my friends list. See, it's loud as crap there, but it's not loud in here. I'm trying to figure out where the sounds are coming from. I'm on the medium tires. See what I can do. I know I got a 25.7 on the mediums in time trial but once before, so. Of course, I've gotten a lot better at this turn here, coming up. That was actually sort of slow for mediums. Yeah, 26, 27, yeah, that was crappy. That's the problem with once you run the first race, you start trying to run the race rhythm, and in time trial you can go a lot faster. Because you can push a little bit harder because there's no tire wear and there's no weight from the fuel. That's better as 26s. Ah, dead. Ah, break down too much. There you go. There's a 25. Finally. Which I probably screw up turn one. Oh, that was much better. Oh, screwed it up coming on around the backside. Tap the wall. Alright, here we go. Oh, good. I know I lost DR in the last fight, in the last race, because I was supposed to be in 14th and ended up in 15th. But Mad Knight Mopar should be, I think he's an A+ driver. Let's see, JVC Racer was ahead of me in the last race. Busa, I'm not worried about Busa. Busa, he's cool. We got SPL DV. Wanobi is, I've had problems with him before, but most times he's cool. Attack Uncle, me and him. We did GT Honda dirty at Nürburgring one time, me and him, because he got up into the chicane and was trying to pull that brake check block bullcrap and wrecked about 4 cars, including me and Uncle. And we got him down in turn 1, and Uncle kept him pinned to the outside, and I came back behind him and just rammed this crap out of him. Oh. We need to go back and change our tires out. That's right. Good thing I noticed that. Hmm. Let's see what we got. Put on the gas. Screwed that up. Tried to push it too hard. I don't know why you break that late, guy, or early. And I screwed it up again, damn it. Ain't time to restart, so I gotta just go with what I got here. See if I can pull something out of this. This is gonna suck because I was supposed to be at 184 at the bottom of that hill. This is where I'm at. That was all me. All me. Kicking my own self in my own butt. Because it didn't help having that guy brake so early in front of me. That's why I like to keep the cones on, because it lets people know that, you know, hey, I'm braking at the right spot, somebody else is braking it way short. Is what it is. Let's see if we can work our way up. I couldn't get around that. I kept pushing that one corner back there before the last turn too hard, and it kept hitting the wall. It'll be okay. We're far enough down in the heats that there's still plenty of opportunity. Never give up. I've had races where I started in last place and came out and won. What's the points here? Probably not gonna be 187 like it was in the last one. No. Yeah, we dropped off 20 points there. I figured that was gonna be the case when I was up at the top, because I'm supposed to be in second place. And if I qualified the same time I did last time, I would have been in 9th. Don't burn fuel, don't burn fuel. Do not burn fuel. Last race I went 10 laps and had to fill up 2 bars, which is I think 10%, to make it to the end, and I actually overfilled a little bit, so I went 2.5 bars and was getting real close to empty at the end of the race. That's pushing the whole way. And I guess all these guys figured it out, because none of them are burning fuel. Last time the top 10 were burning fuel, except for me. Somebody in the back there don't get it. I was watching Asia this morning, and the first race, roughly half the field wrecked on the start line. Hey, cars spinning out all over the place. See what we can do. Gotta make sure I don't think my TCS is on. I think I turned it off. Let's see. Alrighty. Come on, come on, come on. Give me access. There goes one spot. Tried to, bud. I didn't want to push you out there, but I didn't have any choice. The rear end wanted to snap on me. Dude, what the hell? Oh, come on. That was bullshit. I got spun out. I gained almost, I was in 10th place. And I got spun out. Somebody put their nose in my rear. It's alright, we'll figure out who it was. I know what it was. It was whoever was behind No Limit. No Limit's kind of edged me wide, and that person thought they'd take advantage of it and put their nose right into my corner panel and spun me out. See, it's never over. Should never give up. I watch these guys and they quit. And they rage quit, or all of this is over, so I'm just quitting. No. You can never tell what's going to happen, and it's not very sportsmanlike. Doesn't matter what's going on in the race for you to quit. There are 19 other drivers that are there to race against you. They deserve that, to have that competition as well. That was horrible. Oh, too late, too late, too late, too late. No, he was following no limit out. No limit edged me. He actually leaned on me, and he's following him. And because I was already being leaned on, he got into my rear quarter panel. I don't think it was intentional, but it was just one of those things that started with one player and ended with another. I was wondering why I was already seeing red. Oh no! Oh, good God. I got disconnected. That's probably me as well. The internet here has not been great. Had the technician out here yesterday, and he was doing his checks, and the box out of the street had damage or something like that. And we're waiting for a line tech to come out and fix that. But I guess we get to go again. I'm gonna shut the stream down because it's running on the PS4. I'm gonna reset the PS4 to make sure that's not the problem. But thanks for joining. I'll be back for the next race. Take a break while it cycles around.